And welcome to a spectacularly sunny Portugal. Montemor Velho is the venue. It's 2018 World Championships time. Of course, we're talking International Canoe Federation Sprint World Championships. And have we got a festival of activities for you today? We've got the best athletes in the perfect weather conditions racing against each other in a series of A finals. I'm Matthew Layton as always, and I've got some really excited top guests to talk us through the action. Fabio Wies, how are you?
Thanks, I'm fine. Just was on the water again, like yesterday before the commentating, and enjoyed a lot. It's nearly perfect weather, no wind, flat water. That's what every paddler loves, and so I wish everybody a good race today.
You can see this flag, by the way, is about 120 meters up. So that's why if there's any wind at all. As you can see, it's the High Performance Centre, which most people in this business know well. There's been European Championships here, many World Cups here, and they've done such a good job. I was out and about 15 minutes ago, several thousand people, all with smiles on their face, going into the stands. We're not going to hear that much pickup background sounds, because normally in World Championships, we're right in the middle of it, so thanks to the Hungarians, you don't hear anything. Here, we're just after the finish line. So actually, you can see the white tent near the middle. Here's the actual lineup of the events we're going to see. And it is, well, Olympic events are really all around. Starting off with incredibly interesting questions for the women's K1 500 meters, and we'll go with the lineup in a minute. But I can't stress how great these conditions are. We've had worries and stress for years about how the wind's going to affect it, and when it really matters, there's no wind.
No, I think it's really no wind, or when there is maybe at the 1,000 meter a little wind from tail, but in the end it's nothing.
Here's the lineup. These are the 9 athletes who've gone through heats, semi-finals, and now they are in the final. It's an Olympic event. It is the 500 meters. Standout got to be, well, maybe it's interesting. Veljo Kudenska's the world champion, and she's looked so strong so far. Lisa Carrington, clearly amazing reputation. Danuta Kozak, 5 Olympic goals. She's come back from having a year off to have a child. So how do you see it, Fabio?
It will be very interesting to see how Lisa Carrington and Danuta Kozak have her first battle after the Olympics. But also, like you said, Veljo Kudenska, who is the world champion, so it will be very interesting to see.
Also, a point that's crucial, in exactly an hour's time, we do have Danuta and Lisa who are going to go off again in the C2. But looking at the moment, it looks like they've all come off to a good start. So Slovakia, Serbia, Hungary, Poland, New Zealand, Belarus, Russia, Australia, and Sweden. And we're looking at champion Lisa Carrington, who has so far had a very fast start.
Yeah, as always, she's so strong in the start. Next to her on lane 4 is Anna Polaska from Poland. She's the youngest paddler in this field. She's 22 years old. And between Danuta Kozak and Lisa Carrington paddling, so that must be a great feeling for a young paddler like her.
And so far you can see the 2 athletes on the overhead pictures as Lisa in lane number 5, and just out of your picture in lane number 3 it was Danuta Kozak, and this is the head-to-head we're wanting with Anna Polaska, who you've just mentioned, at the moment keeping up. At the bottom of your picture we also saw Linnea Stencils with a very fast start.
Yeah, and Veljo Kudenska's quite in the back a little bit. Half a boat behind Lisa, that's quite a lot, but she's a strong finisher, so don't count her off.
Well, 200 meters to go, and this is what we want. Perfect weather conditions, and as you can see, it is a straight line between Danuta Kozak in lane number 3 for Hungary and Lisa Carrington, lane number 5 for New Zealand. Now, this is different to the Olympics because at this stage, Lisa was way back. We had Johansson also in there, but at the moment, it's going to be a real, what can we call it, a dogfight going into the last 50 meters.
Yeah, and you really can see how powerful Danuta Kozak is pushing down her boat. Every stroke so powerful. Her boat is moving a little bit up and down. That means so much power in every stroke.
Now coming down to the last 40 meters, it looks like it's a slight head in here. Danuta Kozak from Hungary has really put on the motors, and she's going to take a dramatic victory. Moving ahead, second place is going to be Lisa Carrington from New Zealand, and Veljo Kudenska takes the 3rd place. Well, that's first blood to Hungary.
Great race, great second half from Danuta Kozak. As always, she's so strong in the second 250 of this 500 meters. And yeah, they are everything decides, and she decided this race to her count. And Anna Puławska made place 4. Great result for her. This is the silver medal, Lisa Carrington. She has 3 more races today. Quite a big program. Also tomorrow, a lot of finals for her. And yeah, she has a huge program. This was the first final for her in this World Championships, and it will not be the last. And yeah, probably she will be quite tired tomorrow evening.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do now, because clearly they have to go to boat control, which is obligatory. However, I don't think we're going to see them here, though, because they need to go and prepare themselves. Gone an hour's time, they're going to be racing again, which is absolutely key. Fabio, we're going to switch places. So what we're trying to do is have an expert for each discipline. And we are now just about to say hello to Ian Ross from the Canoe World. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, we're looking forward to the next race, which is going to be the men's C1 1000. We might have to cut off as soon as we have the official results. But how do you see that lining up?
It's going to be a tough race. Yesterday, the top 3 traditionally for the event have had a really hard 500 meters where they had a good fight with each other. So it'll be interesting to see who can recover from that 500 and then
147. Sorry to cut you off, but I do that frequently. Danuta Kozak takes the gold medal. Lisa Carrington takes the silver. And Wola Kudenska takes the bronze medal. Hungary, New Zealand, Belarus. Sorry, carry on, please.
That's all right. That was a very impressive race by those women in the K1 500. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see for the men's 1,000 who can recover from the C1 500 yesterday. It was a really hard race by the top 3 athletes in that event, and they're all racing the C1 1000, and they're all favorites in the 1,000 to medal as well.
Let's just go back onto the live pictures here. They're just coming, and I hope Danuta's going to have a quick word with our man on the moment, who is Ross.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've missed Danuta Kozak. She's been away for a couple of years. She's back, and she's now the world champion once again. She's already the Olympic champion. Danuta, congratulations. I know it must have been a nervous week for you, but you're now the world champion. How do you feel about that?
I am tired a little bit, but I am glad and I am happy I can win.
It was a tremendous performance. Congratulations. We're looking forward to you in more races to come. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our 3 medalists in the K1 500.
So it's great to actually hear how they feel. And she wasn't even breathing that hard.
They're the top of the class at the world is just an incredible group of athletes.
So now is the time to go and talk about the C1 1000 meters. Here's the details on how fast potentially people can go, the size of the boat, and what's the key here?
I think the key is to get out into a good rhythm pretty early on in the race. It's a very long race, so getting in a good rhythm is key.
And also, look at this, Fuxa Brendel dos Santos. Let's not count out a couple of other athletes. Takini, he's been quite quiet so far. This is a dream lineup, isn't it? Yesterday, they had the C1 500 meters. Isaac dos Santos actually held on in the last 50 meters where Brendel was coming back. That's rare.
Yeah, I talked to Sebastian right before I came over here, and he said he was a little disappointed. He went down a little too low in the middle of the race and came up a little too late, in his opinion. But that's hard to say when you're fighting at the top of the world like that. It was a great race by all 3 of them.
Carlo Tacchini, he's had a good season so far. Now, he's a bit under the radar, is Andreas. What do you know about him?
Yeah, he's in a good lane over there. He's a very fast starter. I would expect him to maybe take it out pretty quick in the beginning of the race, and we'll see how he does. The hard part for him, I would guess, would be the middle 500 of the race.
So we're lining them up as we go down. But yeah, it's going to be a real battle. And the fact they had a big psychological and physical run out yesterday, will that affect them?
I think it will affect them in some ways, especially the top 3, because they were all so close and it was really a tight fight. But yeah, I mean, Oleg Czarnecki got 4th in this C1 500 yesterday. Now he's in the 1,000 also. So, I mean, it's tight for all of them.
Time for the big ones. Martin Fuchs, who's cleaned up so far this season. How's he going to perform at this high stress level? Then we can go on to Sebastian Brendel. We just heard about his challenges. And Isaac dos Santos, who is just a cool guy.
Yeah, those 3 have been extremely dominant in this event and really all the singles canoe events. But it's going to be a tough race. I mean, you've got guys like Adrian Bart in lane 7, who's a little way, he's out from the middle of the course, but he's still an incredibly fast, powerful paddler. Kirilla Samchurin from Russia. The Russians always put out a top C1 athlete. And then you got the king of the north right there, Mark Oldershaw.
Great to see him back.
Yeah, it's just an absolute legend in the sport, and he's back again, dominating and in the final.
And as I say, a couple of hours ago, if you'd been drawn lane number 9, and I know some of the athletes yesterday had really tough times of it because they were crosswind, but it's not so bad, I don't think, at the moment.
No, it looks like it's a slight headwind at most, but it really doesn't. For these canoe guys, I don't think it'll affect them that much. They're all pretty big guys, so no one's really getting hurt with having a headwind. But
So they're on the line. 9 of the top athletes. And who's the first to show? Brendel looking good.
yeah, it looks like Brendel's taking it out real hard like he did in the 500 yesterday, but Oleg Tarnowski and Adrian Bart are right there too. Interesting tactic here a little bit. Martin Fuchs and Dos Santos usually take it out really hard in the first 250, and Sebastian's the one hanging back waiting for the finish. We'll see what happens here. Maybe they're going to try and use Sebastian's tactic against him here at the finish of the race. But Adrian Bart has a really nice low stroke right there. He's running the boat very smoothly, using his legs and his hips and his big long stroke. So he should be able to keep a pretty high level pace right here in the middle of the race. But Sebastian Brendel's really taking it out. He normally doesn't do this. This is a very interesting tactic coming from him. There's Dos Santos with his nice high stroke rate. He really keeps a much higher stroke rate than the rest of the field in most of these races. So it's pretty amazing how much he can handle.
Well, he's been on the international scene. I remember watching him as an 18-year-old, and it's like a revelation. This raw athlete came along and just obliterated pretty much everyone, apart from Brendel.
Yeah, just out of a part of the world where there really weren't canoers before. But 53 seconds for your first 250 is really fast, so that's going to be really interesting to see if he can hold on to that all the way to the finish.
Mark Oldershaw at the moment, either it's a tactic or he's struggling a little bit to keep up with this blistering pace.
It's a really fast pace to get out with. I don't think anyone would have expected this. I'm pretty surprised, to be honest, that this is how fast it's going. But Martin Fuchs looks like he's pulling up a little bit right here. Dos Santos looks like he's sitting and waiting and really taking his time. Maybe he's just really going to push for that last 250. But Fuchs is coming up right now, and Sebastian.
And Fuchs has had such a good season. And the great thing is, we always say it's difficult to peak twice or 3 times in a season. But here they've had quite a long time off.
Yeah, they have had a long time off, but it's still very, very hard to stay consistent for such a long season. I mean, 152 for a 500, that's a fast 500 time, and they're doing 1,000. They're about to do 2 500s really fast. So this is a blistering pace right now.
And have you had some time training, I believe, in Germany this summer?
Yeah, 4 months, the whole summer with these guys. So it's been a really long, hard haul.
So here we go. We're looking into the last third of the race. And, well, you can see from yourself that Sebastian Brendel is very much leading, but the other 2 big names are still very much in it with Martin Fuchs and Cruz dos Santos.
Yeah, they're very much still in striking range, but Sebastian has a really, really low stroke rate. So you can see his boat isn't moving left or right at all. It's a very dynamic stroke. The boat's just going directly straight forward. He's just got really impeccable technique. He's very much linear with his athleticism, which is why he's so fast. But Martin Fuchs and Dos Santos look like they're starting to close the gap a little bit here. They're moving up on him a little bit, but...
And Samchurin, also from Russia, still in the game. So has Sebastian Brendel gone too early? He certainly has the determination.
He just did a little pickup. Yeah, he just did a little pickup right there. Dos Santos and Fuchs are coming up, but Sebastian did a pickup as well. He still looks strong. He's getting engaged with his hip. None of them are breaking with their hip. They're staying very strong, but Sebastian just picked it up again. He just did another pickup.
Well, the left is beating the 2 righties. It's not coming into play at the moment. You can see the very smart windscreen in the background, but it's not really needed, and he's really starting to pull away again.
Fuchs is moving up, though. Fuchs and Dos Santos are starting to move, but Sebastian's just taking it out. He's too far ahead. They're not going to be able to get to him.
And he's coming out with 50 meters to go. This is an exhibition. He said, I'm the best. He started off quickly. He kept up the speed, and moving into the last 30 meters, no doubt about the winner. Sebastian Brendel takes the goal from Martin Fuchs, and Dos Santos comes into 3rd place. What a great race.
Man, that was incredible. Led from start to finish. And he doesn't even look tired. What a race.
Because we've seen him look absolutely exhausted, but well, they've given it their all.
They've all given it their all. It's just, when you medal, sometimes I think the adrenaline comes in, and you don't really notice it. But man, that was a really, really fast race.
What great athletes. And they all going to be keeping going and motivated for the...
Yeah, I mean, the 500 time for them in this race was only 3 seconds slower than their actual 500 time from yesterday in the race. And then they did that twice.
Okay, so they certainly, all the training's been definitely paying off here.
Yeah, that was really, really impressive. Just like Peter Kretschmer and Jewel Otis in the C2 yesterday in the final, they led from start to finish. Germany's just really been dominant in the 1,000.
Well, there's no need for the photo finish. You can see what's interesting is the line's been drawn. For a lot of people, they think when they come past the boxes, but it's not. It's a good meter before.
Yeah. There was some drama with that with Carlo Ticini and the Poland guy for the C1500 yesterday, but everything was correct, and that was just a phenomenal race by Sebastian.
That's great. So he's going to run out of fingers soon, isn't he? Start talking about his toes as well. So as you say, he's done the Olympics. And here we go, 3:48. Sebastian Brendel takes the gold medal. He's world champion for Germany. Martin Fuchs the silver for Czech Republic. And Jose Cruz dos Santos takes the bronze for Brazil, with Russia, Moldova, France, Hungary, Italy, and Canada making it to the final, but not quite good enough for the medals today.
Yeah, 3:48 with that little slight headwind is extremely fast. If that had been like a good tailwind, he easily would have done world's best time, probably. That was a really fast race.
And heading up to the Olympics, is this a statement or is this a one-off?
Yeah, no, I think this was definitely, after the World Cups, he wanted to come back and say, like, no, look, I'm still top dog.
So it's been interesting because clearly after what I like about him, we're going to have an interview.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the best canoe paddler on the planet. He's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. He's a multiple world champion. Sebastian Brendel, what does it mean for you to win this title in front of this incredible Portuguese crowd here today?
Yeah, nice race. That is what I came for here. And I'm happy to win the first place. Nice.
And what about the crowd? What do you got to say about them?
Is it king?
Absolutely king.
Thank you, Martin. The crowd is amazing. Thank you all to your fans. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful trio. Sebastian Brendel, Martin Fuchs, and Jose Cruz dos Santos. Put your hands together for our medalists, ladies and gentlemen, in the C1 1000.
So you can see they're just in front of the large crowd on the grandstands.
Yeah, there's a real camaraderie between the three of them. They've had so many great fights with each other over the years that they really know each other, and it's a really strong connection between the three of them.
So a slight pause for a couple of minutes now. And here we go. It's going to be another blue ribbon event, and it's the men's K1 1,000 meters. And Fernando Pimenta in lane number 5 is the poster boy. Every time he moves, he has 10 cameras around him. Can he show his potential? Dostal had a great ride yesterday. Rodriguez always in thereabouts. Balint Kopas, some of the experts are saying he's had a quiet year, but could be good. And Oshkin looks good as an Olympic medalist. Rennie Paulsen, can he keep it going another year? Barstabno, Max Rensmith was pretty good today, and then Murray Stewart is keeping going longer and longer and longer.
Yeah, and what today's special, the time schedule is pretty new, so that means they had just the semi-final 2 hours ago. See here Roy Rodriguez in lane 2. Next to Josef Dostal, 2 favorites in this race for sure, but also Balint Kopas. Today with these very quick conditions that we just saw on the C1000 meters and also the K1 500 meter at the women, he is always really good at these fast conditions. Roman Enoshkin, who pushed very hard in the semi-final. It's quite the question today if he has the energy for do it the second time. And like you already said, the poster boy, a lot of pressure on his shoulders today, and
he's been so cool and given everyone so much access.
Absolutely.
Rennie Holton Paulsen, one of the best athletes around there, certainly one of the most charismatic.
And for me, Bartosz Stapno is a little bit the surprise. He kicked out in the semi-final Arthur Peters from Belgium, so he is in the in the A final.
Max Rentschmidt, I talked to him just after the race. He said, well, I deliberately came third because I wanted to be in lane 1. What a mess up of calculations, but it's really difficult to calculate. So it's going to be see how he comes into it. And then Murray Stewart, who's Olympian, gold medalist for the K4, going back a little bit.
Yeah, and he was really close for the bronze medal in Rio in the K1000 meters. He just missed it out in the last 20 meters. He's a great athlete. I trained one winter with him down in Australia. It was a great time with him. Great athlete, a good man and good bloke. So I'm crossing fingers for Murray today.
Well, Murray Stewart traditionally had a blisteringly fast 500 meters, but then last year he tried to, or earlier this season, he tried to change his tactics a bit. Dostal has lost 9 kilograms, he claims, since February. He's become leaner and, well, he's never mean, but he's become a really finely chiseled giant still. And then Max Rentschmidt, who's taken over as the top dog in the 1,000 meters for the Germans. How is he going to come forward?
Yeah, and he's won a medal at the European Championship, so Max Rentschmidt is quite...
Well, good solid start for Max Rentschmidt in lane number 8. Rennie Halton-Poulsen is just looking to go along with Pimenta maybe, but certainly no doubt about the fastest. It's lane number 8 for Germany in the lead as we speak.
Yeah, and it seems like Rennie Poulsen changed his tactic a little bit. He didn't do a full start. He was going quite slow into this race. Maybe he wants to get the wash from Pimenta.
Well, here's the main man in your picture. He had like you mentioned, they've already been on the water once this morning, so that's certainly something you had to manage. But it's really neck and neck at the moment between Germany and Portugal.
Yeah, and Pimenta was doing his semi-final really smart. He calculated his power. He did not more than he had to do. So I think he still has some power for this A final, and
crucially, he's actually not going in the K4, I believe, or the K2. So he's just keeping it. This is all the money on this one, apart from obviously the 5,000 meters later. But he's slowly taking control of this race.
Absolutely, and he's starting really quickly with 47.42 on the 50 meters. That's fast, and I expect the time under 3:25 today, or around 3:25, which is just a very rare time because it's so hard to be at this level.
As Max Rentschmidt, who will be going in a team boat. Remember, he has multiple Olympic gold medalist to his name in the team boats. But so far, it's Pimenta coming out. Quite a long way back from Rennie Halton-Poulsen. Already he's 30 meters off the pace. We'll see if that's tactical problem. So Roy Rodriguez at the top of your picture, all performing well. 1:41 at the halfway stage, and has Pimenta the ability and the stamina to take it on. His style?
Yeah, just great. You can really see how smooth he paddles, how his legs are working and pacing down the rhythm, and you also see the rotation, the arms there more or less all the time straight. He's not paddling with his biceps, he's paddling with his back. That's what every paddler wants to do. Using the big muscles, and that's exactly what he is doing.
Well, we can see now with about 300 meters to go, it's Pimenta in the middle, he's leading. Second top is Roy Rodriguez, who's also had some really good results in the last couple of years. And don't count out Josef Dostal in the top of your picture on lane number 1. Some of the athletes, Sbabo and Rennie Poulsen, are way back at this stage. 250 meters to go, and it is 3/4 of a length ahead. Fernando Pimenta from Max Rentschmidt.
Yeah, and don't forget that Josef Dostal just won the 500 meters yesterday, so when he has a great finish, he can win here a medal for sure, and it seems like he has a finish right now.
Well, about 100 meters away from the actual crowd, they're actually starting to stand on their feet, and it looks like they're going to be the first medal. Can he hold on? Fernando Pimenta is leading from Max Rentschmidt, with, at the moment, Josef Dostal making a really fast move from the top of your picture.
Yeah, Fernando Pimenta is getting on the pressure right now from Max Rentschmidt and Josef Dostal, but also Balin Kopač has a great finish.
And they're coming into the last 50 meters, and can Fernando Pimenta hold on? It looks like he has. He's going to take the gold medal for Portugal. Germany take the silver, and Czech Republic, Dostal takes the bronze medal. That's what everyone wanted. They hadn't had a medal up to here, and now they have. He's such a cool character.
Oh, great. That's really cool for the spectators here that Portugal won this gold medal. I think it's the only gold medal potential in this race that Portugal can win the gold medal, and Fernando Pimenta really did it. So the fans will go crazy on the grandstands, and it's cool for the organization here that everything went perfectly in this race for Fernando Pimenta.
And this is, I think, every World Championships has their positives, but so far this has been from a spectator and organisational point of view, it's been such a cracking performance, and it's the Portuguese have really put everything into the organisation, and now their star, he's the only person visible. He's on all the posters, he's on all the marketing. The wonderful the mascot is named after him. It's nothing like putting all your eggs in one basket, and he's come through.
Absolutely, and I'm racing at World Championship level right now for 8 years, and I never saw that a mascot is named after an athlete. That's the first time, so it really shows that all the pressure was on his shoulders, and he didn't care about it. He just did whatever he is doing, and that's winning races.
So first look is away to his coaching staff, who are on the far side of the course. And now what Fernando Pimenta is doing is coming back. And now what we've just seen is a huge hug between Marcos, who is the main workhorse here, organising it. That's made his weekend. Fernando Pimenta, as you can see, he's probably in the pictures. He's just going up inside of the grandstand and decided to go for a swim. But he's not stupid. He puts his hat back on again. Well, why not? The water's lovely and warm.
Absolutely, 25 degrees, that's all. And some jet skiing is fun as always. So
Don't tip the jet ski man off. I wonder if we're going to see Ross jumping into the interview. If he can be back in a minute. A cracking performance from Germany as well. So if
I was surprised about Max. I didn't expect him on the podium, to be honest.
And also to finish from lane number 8. I had a long chat to him after he'd actually qualified, and he said, yeah, I wanted to come third in my heat because it guaranteed me a top. And he was completely wrong, but it doesn't matter. He still managed to come forward.
Absolutely.
And Dostal getting 2 medals in 2 days is great.
Absolutely. And as last year, he also won 2 medals last year, 500 and 1,000 meters. Great job.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Portugal, here is your world champion. Fernando, first of all in English, tell the crowd what this means for you today.
I think it's my happy day of my life. It's crazy moment. I don't believe this moment with these great people, with my best friends, with my friends from canoeing family, with my family, with my sponsors. Thank you all. It's a crazy race. I feel so happy. Now I'm in Portuguese. Obrigado a todos. Esta vitória é dedicada a todos vocês, principalmente à minha família, aos meus amigos, àqueles verdadeiros amigos que deram o corpo às balas nos momentos mais difíceis da minha carreira. Está tudo em aberto. Amanhã há mais. Festejem por mim que eu vou descansar. Obrigado.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that's pretty good.
That's a really emotional moment. I have to be honest. There are some tears in my eyes right now. That was really special. I think you really can feel the pressure which is falling down from his shoulder in this interview.
And there's no doubt he kept his calm at the beginning. Max Rentschmidt went out completely flying. And here we go, 3:27. Fernando Pimenta is the world champion from Portugal. Max Rentschmidt from Germany takes the silver medal. And Josef Dostal from the Czech Republic takes the bronze medal, with Balint Kopacz, a star of the future, and Roy Rodriguez really up there.
Yeah, and you see Balint Kopacz 1 second behind the medals. I think it was a good race for this young Hungarian hope. he will have the pressure next year on his shoulders when the World Championships will be in Szeged, and he is the fastest 1,000-meter paddler in Hungary. And as Matt already mentioned, the spectators in Hungary, they are crazy about canoeing and kayaking. So he will have the pressure, but also have the big help of the home crowd.
In theory, we're due to have the medal ceremony of the K1 500 women. We'll have to see if it works out, because I know the athletes in the K1, actually, the actual event is going to be a few minutes later. So see how that one works out. So this is the benefit of live TV. We're waiting to see what happens. I think the priority is to make sure the athletes have a possibility of having a fair result when they go in the K2 in a few minutes' time. So we'll actually see how that one pans out. But clearly the connections it's just good news all around, isn't it, really?
Oh yeah, sure.
There's little him.
Pimenta and Pimentinha together in a picture. It's nice. Unbelievable that he still has the power to lift the mascot.
I think adrenaline could do an awful lot of things in life, but he's made everyone happy, which is absolutely great. And what we saw earlier this morning was we were out here at 8 o'clock doing a film piece with him, and we didn't want to talk to him, but he was happy to wave and we could follow him around all morning. And then a bit later, when he did his semi-final victory, he had about 15 Portuguese cameras, and he was quite happy to talk to them for 10 minutes. And then, really making, I think what he said all along, he said, I've been in this game for the last, since I was 15 years old, I'm 29 now. And so I can handle the pressure. And it's on my home turf, and there's only positives. It's positive for the canoeing community, it's positive for Portugal. And like he said, summarised, it's the best day of his life. So everything has gone to plan. And that's so great to see, because the pressures that the athletes are on, just be an hour before your race, you're trained, this is the biggest moment of your year. And it's extraordinary what he's actually managed to put together.
Yeah, and you also have to see that it's not normal that you have so much cameras around you every race. I mean, it's also for Pimenta really extraordinary, because when he has a World Championship in Rachice like last year, maybe there was one camera from Portugal there for him, but he didn't have so much media presence.
Well, you can see what it is so far. It's who's doing well, really. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, it's getting down 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15 countries so far have medals, which is good. I'm sure we're going to get well over the 20 level. So as a sport, it's often said that it's dominated by the Hungarians and the Germans. Well, it's not only the Hungarians, although this next medal ceremony is going to be. So this clearly, as you can see, is the women's K1 500 meters.
Apresentamos as medalhadas do K1 500 metros.
So as you can hear vaguely in the background, I think there's presenting first of all in Portuguese and then in English. So first up is going to be Tomasz Konieczko from the Vice President of the ICF.
Presented by Tomasz Konieczko, Vice President of the International Canoe Federation, accompanied by the team leader of Hungary.
E a medalhada de bronze em representação da Bielorrússia.
So maybe you can pick that up.
Representing Belarus, Volha Kudenska.
I'll repeat just in case. So bronze medal, Volha Kudenska, last year's world champion, put up a great race, but was never really threatening the top two.
E a medalhada de prata em representação da Nova Zelândia.
The silver medalist representing New Zealand, Lisa Carrington.
Lisa Carrington stepping up again, going in 4 events. So it's her choice. Last year she did pretty well, and this year to take a silver medal, which is in her new event, is quite remarkable, really.
Yeah, and she has much more races to do. More medals to win.
De ouro e campeã mundial representando a Hungria.
the gold medalist and world champion representing Hungary, Danuta Kozak.
Danuta Kozak is back. 3 Olympic goals in the last Rio. How's a year off to have a baby? And it's all about planning, isn't it? And all about being damn good.
Absolutely, that's so crazy. It's surprising for me to see that. And really, yeah, she's a legend. Otherwise, you couldn't win 3 gold medals at one Olympic Games.
Por favor, levantem-se para escutar o hino nacional da Hungria.
Please rise for the national anthem of Hungary.
Vosso aplauso às medalhadas do
So,
Mundial.
Danuta Kozak has shown that she's a really, really tough competitor by taking the gold medal in the K1 500 women. And you can see Lisa Carrington is second, and Zola Kudenska has taken the bronze medal. And Pimentina is keeping in there.
He's a busy guy.
So here we go, C1 women 200 meters final. All eyes are going to be on Laurence Vincent Lebrun from Canada. How is he going to perform? How is he going to perform?
It's going to be a hell of a race. We got Sebastian Brendel right up at the office.
Anyway, let's concentrate on the actual jobbing point. So there's Laurence Vincent Lebrun here.
Yep. She's obviously the favorite. She's gone extremely fast over the past couple of days and really the whole summer, breaking her own personal records. And pretty much every time she goes out, she makes another world's best time. But the field is getting tougher. The women's canoe is progressing very, very quickly as a sport as a whole.
Only one athlete per nation. That's why you might say, why is Katie Vincent not in it or something like that? Because it's Slovakia, Russia, China, Hungary, Poland, Canada, Bulgaria, Serbia, Belarus. If we look over, it's Daniela Stamanova, who was the world champion a couple of years ago. And so far, we've had Virag Bala in the semi-final looking great today. Olesya Romasenko was just behind Laurence today in her semi-final. And also there's Alina Nazdarova, who is a cracking competitor down in lane number 9. Let's see how they go forward. 200 meters and they're off.
Yeah, it looks like Laurence is taking off at a really good start like she normally does. She's just got a really long, powerful stroke. You can see right there, she's just almost has double the stroke length of everyone else in the field, but it looks like China over there has a really, really high frequency and is keeping up. They're all staying much more in touch with her than they normally would, but she is out.
Liu Zhang is looking into it's Romasenko at the top of your pictures, also into it. Can Laurence Vincent Lebrun keep the pressure off her back? She's looking lean, and Romasenko at the top of your picture, but coming into the last 50 meters, there's no doubt who's going to win this race. It is going, oh, it's very close. It's going to be Laurence Vincent Lebrun becomes the multiple world champion, with Romasenko coming second. Well, she's done it again under pressure.
Yeah, that was a very competitive race. That's awesome to see women's canoe just improve and improve and improve, but Laurence is still showing she's at the top. Romasenko had a very, very high stroke rate in comparison to Laurence, but yeah, Laurence is just extremely strong and is still really making it work. You can see there she's just really putting tons of power down into the water and still staying pretty high. Her hand's not getting it going into the water, which slows you down a good bit because you're just too low to get the blade out quickly, but just a nice slow-mo over. pretty nice looking boat with maple leaves all over it as well, representing Canada.
So she was very much pushed, wasn't she?
Yeah,
But
I mean, if you just look at that image right there, there's 5 boats all fighting for third and second.
it looks like Vera Bella might have taken the 3rd place for Hungary. Laurence is so dominant. I think all eyes are really on her.
Yeah.
And who else might come and take the rest of the medals.
Yeah. It's hard to not look at it as who's coming second and third. She's just been so dominant and consistently breaking expectations time-wise as well.
So here we are looking at the actual situation. Just coming around, just in front of us is Lisa Carrington with some ice on her shoulders and her neck, just preparing for a race in a few minutes' time. So that's obviously something that they must have rehearsed. Katie Ryan also sitting there looking for the actual. These are sort of off-camera pictures, but they're really, everything is happy. And it's a great thing about you athletes, because I know Sebastian Brendel just ran over to you, Ian, and gave you a big high five, which is great to see, because he's obviously a great mate of yours, and it's good to see for all the athletes. But clearly at the moment, the main lady in the action is Laurence Vincent Lepoint. Came in 2010 and won the first, and then she's won pretty much all of them. Had a hiccup a couple of years ago, but that's because she was a full-time student and everyone else was a full-time athlete. But now she's back into it and said she's going to be really focusing just on paddling for the next 2 years, leading up to Tokyo. Why is Tokyo so big? Well, of course, it's going to be all about the first time that women's canoeing is going to be actually in the games, and that's a huge statement. And she's really, it's difficult to say how much, but she is leading a whole generation of athletes forward. Even from yourself, Fabio, from a kayak guy, you must have heard of her.
Oh, absolutely. No way to don't hear from her. No, she's really, she's the face of women canoeing, that's for sure. But now we go back to kayaks in the K2 woman 200-meter final A. It's a non-Olympic event, but there were heats and semi-finals, so it is still very competitive. And you see in lane 1, Podolskaya Sabetova from Russia. On lane 2, Belarus, Makheniava, Livtinchuk, a great boat, great paddlers. And then another New Zealand crew without Carrington, Skala Emery and Amy Fisher. And lane 4 is Ukraine, Maria Kishasova-Skorik and Anastasia Horolova.
And then we have the Olympic champions from London in the 500 meters, Franziska Weber, Tina Dietze. They always go away, then they always come back together for the big event.
Yeah, you're right.
Great to see.
Absolutely. I think they didn't have their best winter, but now they're back on world-class level. And the Polish, don't forget them on lane 6, Markiewicz, Wiesniewska, and Sure Hungary, lane 7, with Hagmazis and Agnos Sabo. And down here on lane 8, Jamie Roberts and Joe Bridson-Jones from Manly, Australia.
They've got a great backstory as well. Joe having to take quite a bit of time off from being a full-time paramedic to come out here. And then also there's going to be there's the Argentinians, Amigo and Rojas. So it's, who's the favourite? I presume, difficult to say really, because it's one event that we haven't really seen much of the build-up to.
Yeah, and 200 meters, everything can happen. You notice it's just you miss your start and the race is done. So every stroke must be perfect if you win a medal today.
At the top of the picture, you have Podolskaya Sobetova, who are very renowned sprinters. But can Weber and Dietze keep it going again?
Yeah, they're Olympic champions, and this gives you a lot of determination. You see that?
Well, they're all safely away. Maybe the Aussies, Jamie Roberts and Jay Bridgen-Jones, who have really put things out. They say they're going for the K4, but in the middle of the picture, it really does look like we have some dominant display by Ukraine coming forward.
Yeah, really high stroke rate, you can see that. It's not the longest stroke, not very powerful maybe, but really high stroke rate. A lot of body rotation there, a lot of leg works when you see that.
Now coming back in over the last 50 metres, it's going to be really close because it looks like Germany is neck and necking. They're sneaking ahead by 2 or 3 centimetres at a time, but we've got the pictures and it's going to be Germany through.
How close it was. 8 boats in 1 second, probably something like that. And a very close win for Germany.
Well, they came through when it mattered. So they often do this for fun, for speed work for the K2 500.
Yeah, the 200 meters is a very important puzzle for 500 meter. You need to be fast in the first 200 meters. You must be able to sprint fast if you want to race a 500 meter very fast. And New Zealand got the second medal. That's a little surprise, I would say.
Like you said, what we're seeing the sleigh maze and things, there's 6 boats that could have taken it, and from about 50 meters out, the Germans just decided to time it perfectly.
Yeah, and even on 200 meters, maybe race tactic is a little thing which is not unforgettable. It's not only the start is going on and you can pull as fast as possible.
It's very close for New Zealand.
You have to calculate your power, and you need to have power in the last 50 meters, and this is exactly what the German crew did perfectly, just pushing the last 50 meters.
Well, I didn't see that in the real speed.
No, it was really close.
New Zealand, about a centimetre out. Yeah. Wow. Wow. That's a surprise, wasn't it? Coming back over the...
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was not so sure about the win about Germany like you were, but...
It's easy result for Germany. So you can see for yourself, judge for yourself. Looks in my eyes that Germany have taken it by about a centimetre.
Yeah, it's maybe 5 or 10 centimeters.
New Zealand a second. There we go. Sorry, official timing. So there you go. They've won by a 400th of a second. So Germany, New Zealand, and Ukraine. Here we go. Germany take the gold with Weber Dietze, and Imre Fischer take the silver for New Zealand, and Ukraine. Oh, they were up there, but they've just taken it.
Franziska Weber and Tina Dietz from Germany. They're Olympic gold medalists, and now they're world champions in the K2 200. What a race, guys. It was really, really close, but you got there in the end. World champions. Well done. What does it mean for you?
It means really a lot for us. It was a hard year with a lot of obstacles, and that we can finish it with a gold medal, it's really amazing.
Not only a gold medal, but you're also world champions. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for our gold, silver, and bronze medalists.
And those two go back a long way together. So they have lots of memories. And I think that really motivate them going for not only in the K4 but also for the next couple of years.
Yeah, the two girls, they are great friends. They share always their room together, and they also, when they're not off the water, they spend a lot of time together going shopping and everything. And that can be quite helpful in a boat when you know the other girl in the boat is a great friend of mine. And you see in the German way, it's really successful today.
So a little bit of a calm now. Next event is going to be the K2. We're going to have a award ceremony. So we're going to have an award ceremony coming up. It's going to be for the K1 1,000 meters. So it's actually quite complicated because a lot of the athletes have got a real program. They have to organize themselves and fitness priorities. But for live TV, you have to make a few concessions. So what's your conclusions so far about the fairness of the conditions and about the weather conditions in general?
I think today the wind is really not playing a role or affecting any athletes. Maybe right now there's a little breeze coming up, but the races we saw, they were absolutely fair. Quick conditions, like every peddler likes it. And that's just great to have on a weekend day and a race day at World Championships, perfect weather conditions. That's what every peddler wants.
Well, it's blatantly obvious what you're looking at. There's the big hangars with all the team. How are the teams organized?
Like every team has to share one hangar with other teams. For example, our Swiss team is together with the Brazilian and the German team, and also Japanese. But that's normal, and that's also like a great thing about our sport, that you're together with other countries all the time, and you have little chats with other athletes, and you see them cheering when, for example, the Germans are winning a race. We have television in these hangars, so it's a great ambience there, and that's personally what I like in the sport. This connection under the other nations, which is very close.
Well, everyone has a camera, everyone has a smartphone, so there'll be millions of images. This is a beautiful castle, by the way. It's where you had the opening ceremony. It's a medieval castle.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's maybe also the reason why they made this marketing, this game of canoeing thing, which was the way to promote this event. They put this Game of Thrones and made it into Game of Canoeing. And also the opening ceremony was in this style. It was one of the greatest opening ceremony I've ever seen.
Here we are, looking forward to get our ears blown away, because it's going to be the victory ceremony for the men's K1 1,000 meters. It's an Olympic event, clearly, and as you've just tuned in, well, Portugal won. So it's great to see. And he certainly gave it his all. He thanked everybody. I think it was joy from 5,000 people.
Apresentamos os medalhados do K1 1000 metros masculino.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present the medalists for the men's K1 1,000 meter event.
As medalhas serão entregues por José Pereira Lopes, presidente da Federação Internacional de Canoagem, e por João Paulo Rebelo, secretário de Estado do Desporto.
The medals will be presented by José Pereira, President of the International Canoe Federation, accompanied by João Paulo Rebelo, State Secretary of Sport for Portugal.
O medalhado de bronze em representação da República Checa.
The bronze medalist representing the Czech Republic, Josef Dostal.
So it's Josef Dostal who came through.
So after the gold medal yesterday, he wins the bronze medal today. The Czech giant, which is over 2 meters high and over 100 kilos of weight. So he's quite the tallest and biggest kayaker in the whole field.
E o medalhado de prata em representação da Alemanha.
The silver medalist representing Germany, Max Rentschmidt.
Max Rentschmidt, well done for Germany, takes a silver medal, and that's how much it means.
Yeah, and it's also a sign of how good the German team is. When you see last year there was Tom Liebscher winning the gold medal, and Tom Liebscher didn't make the qualification for the K1, so it is Max Rentschmidt who is the fastest paddler in Germany this year, and he's winning the silver medal. So they have such a bunch of paddlers which are
Medalhado de
an
ouro
incredible
e
level.
campeão mundial em representação de Portugal.
The gold medalist
Gold medal
and
goes to
world
Portugal,
champion
Fernando Pimenta.
representing Portugal, Fernando Pimenta.
Well, luckily we're about 100 meters away, so we can't get deafened, but it's great for the public.
Yeah, it's the moment all the spectators have been waiting for, and for sure also Fernando was waiting for this gold medal. His first gold medal over 1,000 meters. He was world champion last year in the 5K, but he never won a gold medal in the 1,000 meter at world championships level. And sure, this also puts him on a very favorite position for for Tokyo Olympics 2020.
Por favor, levantem-se para escutar o hino nacional de Portugal.
Please rise for the national anthem of Portugal.
Well done, Portugal, and the gold medal. World champion. 5,000, probably more people in the stadium are happy with this, and that's a cracking list of winners there. So the action moves on.
Yeah, the next race will be the K2 200 meters. It was an Olympic event in Rio 2016, but it won't be one in 2020 in Tokyo.
Still just a few celebrations going down. And here we go, here's the lineup. And, well, Craviotto, Toro, they're flyers. Grujic and Novakovic, I bumped into them with the crowd about an hour ago, just looking really cool and chatting. And I said, are you racing? They said, yeah, about now.
But here on lane 1 we have Riccardo Spotti and Andrea Di Liberto, the Italian crew, and just saw a picture 3 weeks ago where Di Liberto lose the selection in the K1 for also about 4 or 5 hundredths of a second against Marica from Italy. We have lane 2, Kazmarek Mazur from Poland, then Balázska Bierkas from Hungary on lane 3. Lane 4, Craviotto, Toro, you mentioned them, favorites, and then Lyapunov, Diachenko, Russia, also very fast.
Diachenko obviously was the powerhouse behind the 2012, and then the Muscle Boys, Nebosco and Marco. They're Grujic and Novakovic. They're really, really powerful. But these guys are really frighteningly fast start. Amanuskas and Navrasas from Lithuania. France, they keep changing their teams, but it's Frank Lemoyle and Francis Mouget. Let's see how they can come on. And then finally for the Czech Republic, it's Filip Svav and Ondrej Psiski. Let's see how they go forward. So it's going to be over before it started. 32 seconds of action. Look out for Spain in lane number 4. Spain number 3, the Hungarians were off to a very fast start.
Yeah, that was surprising for me a little bit.
Well, the Hungarians absolutely flying at this stage. They have the reputation of being fast, but also we do have some good action from Spanish are coming up a little bit, but it looks like the Hungarians are determined at the moment, holding on to the actual lead as we speak. With Serbia still in the action, there's Craviotto in the front of your picture, but it's coming up, and it looks like from start to finish, it's going to be Hungary from Spain.
That was just a perfect race for Hungary. I think this first strokes, they were right before the start really went on. They started earlier than everybody else, and they put them in front, and until the finish line they will hold their lead. What a crazy race. And yeah, don't forget there were really some household names in this race. With Sal Craviotto and Christian Toro, or also Diachenko from Russia, and Grujic, Novakovic. These are legends over this distance, but the Hungarian crew just showed that today they were unbeatable. So second is Spanish crew, and the bronze medal goes to Serbia. And Russia just missed out.
So it's great to see they're keeping it in the World Championships program.
Yes, it's a really spectacular race, isn't it? Especially when I talk with friends who don't come from canoe sport or kayaking, when they see K2 200 meter, I was like, wow, what's this? It's so spectacular, it's so high stroke rates. And so it's cool to see it still in the program, because it's one of our most spectacular races that we have.
Well, it's the first 2 from last year. They've retained their championships, and that's why they were holding on. So Hungary take the gold medal, Spain take the silver, and Serbia take the bronze medal. So yes, they've done it. They've retained their title. 31.873, a very fast time. And the action will continue.
And what I see right now is that there is quite a headwind is coming up, so the conditions are not as fast as it was in the 1,000 meters just 20 minutes before. And there are a lot of paddlers which have their individual preference. You know, some like more the headwind, or other more like more the tailwind. Especially for heavy paddlers, it's good to have headwinds, because the wind doesn't affect you so much like a light paddler. But first we see some interview, I guess.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're down here with our K2 Men 200 world champions from Hungary, Mark Balaska, Balázs Berkas. Boys, congratulations, you're world champions. What do you think about being world champions?
It's a good feeling. I hope you enjoyed it. I think we made again an awesome start. This is our special lane. But you see, we are very tired after the 200 meter, but we are very happy that we can make it again after the last year.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our Hungarian world champions and our gold, silver and bronze medalists in the K2 200.
Well, they're feeling it, aren't they? And well done. That's the great thing about interviewing them as soon as they come off the water.
Yeah, you really can see that they're out of breath. And it also depends a little bit on which distance you paddle. I think the 200 meters in the K2, they're probably very hard for breathing because you have this very high stroke rate, and that makes it complicated to breathe as much as you maybe can in a 1,000 meter, where the stroke rate is lower and you have a lower rhythm. You can take your time and breathe every stroke. We stay in the same boat, but we change the distance and we change also the gender. We go to the women over 500 meters.
So this is going to be the K2 500 meters, and quite a few of the athletes have actually been on the water just a few minutes ago. They had their award ceremonies a few minutes ago, so it's going to be really, wow. How can they go with it? So Anna Hatch and Victoria Schwartz, they're a couple who've been together many, many times now. In the back, we know Victoria Schwartz is the winner. Maybe who've lost the vision, maybe can hear the volume still, but we can go through the lists, and it's second is going to be Manon Hostens and Sarah Gayu, Karatz and Kozak. Then it's going to be Fritz and Kreinstein, Carrington Ryan, Povle Kulenska, Portela Viscolas, Estella Pasek, and then it's going to be Miličić Stavic. Can you tell me if we lost vision? Or is it okay? I need some help with my monitor quickly because we've lost the vision. So they're lining up on the actual line. I think that was a local problem, so hopefully you got the pictures with you there. They're lining up to go in a minute, and the crucial thing is their favourites, probably Hungary in lane number 3 with Anna Karatz, Danuta Kozak, but lane number 5 is Lisa Carrington, Caitlin Ryan, and who's going to be the first off here?
Yeah, Portugal did a really good start. I'm pretty sure they want to do their best race today in front of the home crowd, which gives them a lot of power, hopefully additional power. But you really can see that the New Zealand crew, Lisa Carrington, doesn't feel tired from the K1, it seems.
So going up the track there, it is very much a case of New Zealand in your picture have taken it out the fastest. Germany's very much up there as well with Yasmin Krins and Steffi Kreinstein.
And the Ukrainian crew, Pok Kulinovska is now in the second position.
So 250 meters gone, and New Zealand, who were literally sitting down in front of us 20 minutes ago with an ice pack on Lisa Carrington's shoulders just to cool her off a bit, are taking control of this race. Initially, we would expect to see some very dynamic action coming up. They are coming up quickly. It's Anna Karas and Danuta Kozak who are in the second of the picture. These two boats really pulling ahead of the rest of them at the moment.
Yeah, and Kozak is doing exactly the same thing as she does in the K1. just showing her power in the second half. You can see that the stroke rate is not as high as the New Zealand crew, but they do it with more power with a long stroke.
Now coming into the last 70 meters, and it is neck and neck. This is New Zealand slightly in line, but the picture's a bit decisive, and it's coming into the last 30 meters. It's going to be really going to the line. Has Hungary won it? Oh, too close to call. Well, with 5 meters out, it was Hungary, but with a meter out, it maybe wasn't. We'll have to look at the replay and see actually what's happened.
I think it was Hungary, but it was really, really close. Yeah, what a great race it was. So spectacular, and that's the cool thing about 500 meters. You have a really short race where everything can happen. And it doesn't mean when you're once in the leading position, like right now in the start, the Ukrainian crew, that it means that you make a medal in the end. And as you look at the Hungarian crew on lane 3, they really showed in the second half that they are the best boat. They didn't show so much in the first half, and it really seems like this is a victory for Hungary, but it's so close.
We need to wait for the official confirmation. Looking around at the other commenters, and no one actually knows exactly.
Yeah, in this picture it looks like New Zealand maybe, but
let's wait.
So hard to say. Two hundredths of a second for Hungary.
So there you go, 1:43.865. Yeah, 200th of a second. Carrington Ryan second, and Fritz and Kragestein in third place. Wow. So 400ths of a second for the women in the K2 200 meters, and 200 seconds for the thing. But no doubt about it, the actual winners are Danuta Kozak and Anna Karatz. What a great result. Wow, that's what you want, isn't it? Really close and exciting racing.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, the Portuguese didn't have their best day, it seems. They finished in 8th place, but I'm pretty sure that the spectators are still really euphoric after the win from Pimenta. And it's just impressive to see how Lisa Carrington and Danuta Kozak can show their world-class performance 2 times in a row in 1 hour.
Amazing. So we're going to hear from the, if they're still able to talk, we're going to hear from the delighted athletes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, bring on the Olympics. That's all I can say. K2 women 500-meter world champions, gold medalists from Hungary. Anna Karatz, I've got to ask you, to win the world championship and a gold medal and to be in a boat with Danuta Kozak, what an experience for you, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. It was just, I don't know, it was so close that we didn't even know that we became first or second. But I'm so happy now. It was a tough race. But yeah, we are just happy.
Danuta, 2 gold medals, 2 world titles in 1 day. Are you happy to be back?
Yeah, I am happy. I love this sport, this pressure and this everything. I love back here, and I very love racing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot wait for the Olympics. Put your hands together for our gold, silver and bronze medalists in the K2 500.
That's what racing's all about. isn't it? What racing's all about, Ian.
Man, back to back, the two of those athletes in the K2s, and then with their partners, it's so hard to do.
You must know these athletes really well because the New Zealand girls can't stop hugging you and things.
Yeah, there's been coming here for a long time. I've met a lot of people there. And obviously the sport's full of just so many friendly, awesome people. It's easy to become friends with people out here.
So we're going to have another medal ceremony at the moment. It's going to be the C1 200 women. So we're going to have a quick look and see how that works out.
This was a great race from earlier today.
Senhoras e senhores, apresentamos as medalhadas da C1 200 metros femininos.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present the medalists for the women's C1 200 meter event.
As medalhas serão entregues por Simon Tolson, secretário-geral da Federação Internacional de Canoagem, acompanhado pelo team leader do Canadá.
The medals will be presented by Simon Tolson, Secretary General of the International Canoe Federation, accompanied by the team leader of Canada.
E a medalhada de bronze em representação da Polónia.
The bronze medalists representing Poland and Belarus, Dorota Borowska and Elena Nadrova.
So you can have a complete tie. We saw it in the Olympic Games in the K1 200 meters with Craviato and Ronnie.
Yep.
And it's happened again. So wow.
That's just great competition right there. That's really fun to see.
A medalhada de prata em representação da Rússia.
The silver medalist representing Russia, Olesia Romanesco.
Alessia Romanesco steps up. She looked good in the semis. She was only a couple of meters behind Laurence Vincent-Lepoint.
Yeah,
she was pretty amazing.
Yeah, she had a great final. She was really coming up on Laurence, but Laurence really got out very far right off the line. It showed how fast she still is.
E a medalhada de ouro e campeã mundial em representação do Canadá.
The gold medalist and world champion representing Canada, Laurence Vincent-Lepoint.
So Laurence, yet again, is the world champion. That's where she likes to be, and that will only motivate her to go even further.
Yeah, and she's really improved every year. She keeps on pushing herself to reach new goals, and as well as the whole demographic of women's canoe, it's improved greatly over the past few years.
She's been training in France the last month or so and put some staggering times down, apparently. 43 seconds.
Yeah.
Por favor, levantem-se para escutar o hino nacional do Canadá.
Please rise for the national anthem of Canada.
Well done, Laurence Vincent-Lepoint, C1 200 meters, world champion 2018 in Montemor, Velho. That sounds good. So the action will continue, and the dynamics of the weather are slightly changing.
Yeah, there's a bit of a headwind that's kicked up, and it's actually coming from the right side of the course as the headwind goes towards the start line. So the lanes over 1, 2, 3, 4 are a little bit out of the wind, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are getting a little bit of wind now. We've got C4 500 men coming up, and this may favor some of the bigger crews like Russia in lane 5, Ukraine, Poland and Germany. Poland and Germany are over in the protected lane, so they may have a little bit of an advantage, but the Russian crew is a really, really big crew, so the wind may not affect them as much.
And it's only 500 meters, so this is going to be, well, this is as big as it gets, isn't it, really?
Yeah, this is going to be a really entertaining, fast race. I believe everything's traditional. All the crews have 2 lefties and 2 righties. There's nothing insane going on like the French C2 who had double righties for men, and the women's Canadians who have double lefties for Canoe.
Doesn't seem to affect them so that, but yes, so the rules are you can do what you like.
Yep, the rules are you can do what you like, but it's certainly easier to go the traditional 1 left, 1 right, 1 left, 1 right, or the other way, but there's the German crew. They look pretty strong in their heat. They qualified directly, but there's some really, really big, fast crews here like Poland. Thomas Kassler stroking that boat. He's an incredibly fast paddler. The Italian crew is really, really strong. They've got the brothers in there, and they've got both C2s are in that C4, so they should be very well in time. And then there's this Russian crew. They're probably the favorites. They're a big, strong, powerful crew. They're probably going to have a lower stroke rate, so through this headwind, they might have a little advantage on everyone. There's Ukraine and Spain as well. Spain might take it out really fast off the start. We'll see what their race plan is. Although it's a pretty short race, there may not be that much of a race plan.
500 meters, the plan is to go out very fast and keep going.
Yeah, there's the Hungarian crew. They had their C1 500 guy in there. He did very well. And then all the way over in lane 9, we've got Belarus, but they're a big, strong crew, but they're going to be having a lot more wind than everyone else, so we'll see what happens with them. Looks like we're about to get started here.
So this is 500 meters, C4. Great overhead pic, so we can actually see exactly the shifts of when they're starting to go. And you can see clearly from your picture, there's a bit more of a breeze on the left-hand side of the track coming down.
It's a good shot of the Spanish crew. I predict they'll have a pretty fast start in relation to the rest of them, but watch out for lane 5, Russia.
Well, they're all safely away.
Really fast start by Romania over there in lane 1. It looks like they're trying to take advantage of their little protected spot over there, but Germany's right with them, and they look like they've pushed out in front right now.
Germany well protected, like you say, by the weather, so they certainly have the best start, but also lane number 1. Romania look like they're doing well.
And Ukraine and Russia and Italy are starting to move up on the rest of the field, though, especially Ukraine. They've got a very fast stroke rate, as you can see from that overhead view right there. Right to the left of Russia, there's 3 boats. Yeah, it looks like Ukraine's taking ahead right now. Russia's in second, but they've got a much lower stroke rate, so they may last a little longer. Germany's in third, I believe. But Italy's right there with Germany, as well as Belarus in lane 9, fighting the conditions and still making it happen here. It's a good shot, front angle of the Ukraine crew. They're really putting down a lot of power. They're very in time. They're using their hips, but the Russian crew's sitting right there. It looks like they're about to do a pickup. Russia just did a pickup. Here they go. They're going to start trying to move on Ukraine, and they are. They're pushing through. They're really connecting with their legs and their hips. You see how much motion they have with their hips. They're really pressing the boat forward. It's going to be a tight fight for third, it looks like, between Germany and Romania and Italy, but Russia is really taking it out on the field.
Coming into the last 50 meters, as Ian's been saying, it is Russia at the moment. They've made their move with 150 meters to go. They've only got a few meters left, and Russia, extremely well-planned victory. Second is going to be Ukraine. Oh, it's going to be very close for third.
That's a big, strong crew right there. They had a very well-planned race right as well. They just kind of waited and stayed right in striking distance until the finish.
So this is certainly a great event to watch. I wonder how much time they have to
Yeah, it's a very entertaining race. You could say the Ukrainian crew really took it out at the start, but Russia just waited and waited and waited until it was that last 100, and then they took it out on the field.
And third place.
It looks like Italy, the two C2s that combined into the C4. But there's no doubt about first place. That was a really strong crew from Russia.
So here we go, the official results. Russia took it from Ukraine, took it from Italy.
Germany just missed out for 900ths of a second, the bronze medal. And Italy win his first medal in this World Championships so far.
So the list is certainly is picking up a bit. Now it's the K4 1,000 meters. It's actually interesting because we're having a K4 500 and a K4 1,000.
Yeah, and it is the first race over 1,000 meter in the K4 at this World Championships. That means the crews didn't have any heats, any semifinals, and they're not used to paddle on competition level in Portugal 2018. So it will be very interesting. We don't know who will be best, who has the best semifinal, because they just didn't have any. So it will be a big surprising, probably. There's a Spanish crew, which is really, really great. But first, there's an interview, I guess, for the Russian C4, who just made the victory over 500 meter in the C4.
Дарина, Марьяша, Настюха, привет, семья! Люблю вас!
Get on, Ross, do your stuff.
Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with the C4 men 500 meter gold medalists, world champions. There's hugs all around. They're pretty excited. Boys, you're world champions, gold medalists. Congratulations. Tell me about being a world champion.
Thanks a lot. We're absolutely happy and very tired, but happy.
Ну что, несмотря на все наши медали, еще не было у нас золотой медали на С4 500 метров. Правда, мы счастливы. Хорошая гонка. Спасибо всем спортсменам и болельщики, мы вас любим!
Well, I think Ivan Shatil speaking there must have more medals than anyone else.
Yeah, crew boat celebrating is always something very cool. You have four guys with a lot of emotions and going crazy. And I don't know, Matt, did you see the four guys? They really look massive. They could be like security guards of a Moscow nightclub.
Well, doing the commentary with Ian and yourself, you're both pretty big guys as well. Anyway, go on to the K4 1,000 meters. So this is what we said. There's been no form, so we can't predict who's going to go. But we do have quite a lot of the top athletes for the last 10 years have stuck around and decided to really go and have some fun here.
Yeah, and you see in lane 7, Belarus, there's paddling Ella Urania, which is one of the greatest stars in our sport. So you see there, still it's not Olympic anymore, but there's still a lot of importance for the athletes because it's a traditional, very important race.
Well, Russia, Slovakia, Germany, Hungary, Spain, Belarus, Bulgaria, and Portugal are lining up. And just stress is the 1,000 meters. So this is the tactics of a 1,000 meter race.
Yeah, it can vary a lot, and you see here this is a very young crew from Germany with the junior world champions from last year, Jakob Thorsen and Jakob Schopf. So yeah, it will be interesting to see. The Hungarians normally have a really offensive tactic, try to go out fast and said other boats under pressure. The Spanish crew, we don't know what they do. They can start really well, but as you see in the K2000 meter, Kubelius, who is on the stroke right now, did a very fast finish as well. The Belarus team, great technicians. You will see a lot of long strokes they will put in and relaxing during the middle part of the race. Then the Bulgarian crew is quite young. I don't see them in a medal position personally. And the local heroes, but the Portuguese also didn't send their best paddlers into this race.
But they're lane number 9, and the advantage of lane number 9 is you're right in front of the crowd. I suppose that's a small advantage with a bit of a crosswind coming out, but it is it's something to look at. Over 1,000 meters of these quite heavy guys and heavy boats. Will the wind come into it?
Yeah, I think it will affect you still a lot, also in a crew boat. Just can see it on the screen as well that the first lanes they are nearly flat water, and on lane 9 they are a little.
Well, they're off anyway. 1,000 meters final at the 2018 World Championships, and the Spanish. Let's see how they're settling into their pace.
But the Germans, the young Germans, they make the best start so far. Amazing to see.
Absolutely flying through. We're going to see the other flyers in action tomorrow in the K4 500 meters. But yes, Germany, as you see, have they taken already 2 or 3 meters out of the Slovakians at the top of your picture.
Yeah, and don't forget they have two guys in the boat which are only 19 years old. And also the other, Thomas Gescho and Lukas Reuschenbach, they're young paddlers. And it seems like Slovakia is second position. And yeah, it is Spanish crew and also Hungary and Belarus, which is following the pace of Germany. Great technique from the Slovak crew. The K4000 meter was over years the tradition in Slovakia. They put always the best people in this K4000 meter. Now they're in second position, 1.5 seconds behind Germany.
This now is, well, apart from Slovakia, you have the legends with Vlašek and Tar. It's a good chance to really get up to speed for the K4, which is the Olympic boat, the 500 meters.
Yeah, and I think it's as in the women K1000 meter or K2000 meter, it's pretty much the same. Like the young hopes you send now over the K4000 meter for getting experience at World Championships level. And
well, Germany have been taking it out. They had the fastest start, and they're slightly pulling away at the moment.
Yes, one boat length ahead of everybody. That's so much in a K4. And normally, this is an advantage that nobody can take you away anymore.
So, as we know, it's clear water. Let's see how they're going to go and control the rest of the race. But it looks like slightly the Slovakia might be coming back into it.
Yeah, they have a great finish as well.
In Spain, you can see in the middle of your picture, consistently up there.
And also the Russians there on lane 2 are still in a medal position.
Slovakia, I wonder what their tactic is. They seem to be really letting Germany go away. And as we go to the halfway mark, they're very much in touch. So Germany, yes, slight challenge from me there, but yes, Germany came over and won the race.
Yeah, and I don't like to say, but maybe the wind also helped the Germans a little bit there on lane 4. It was sure a bit of a protection compared to the lanes down there, lane 6 to 9. But yeah, they're world champion, and that's great. Also, don't forget the German K4000 meters, the Olympic champion from Rio. So they will be Olympic champion forever over this distance. I don't think that 1,000 meter K4 will ever be Olympic again. So it will be the K4 500 meter in the future. And the Germans have a lot of hopes for the K4 as well in the future.
So they're hanging on to the end.
Absolutely amazing to see this synchronity of the strokes. Every stroke exactly the same. It's so hard in the K4. You have high stroke rates, over 120, sometimes over 160 in the start maybe. So it's really hard in 160 strokes per minute to have the same pace and the same technique as the guys who's sitting before you.
So 2:57, Germany from Slovakia, from Spain. The gap was 0.9 of a second, 1.4. Russia, Belarus, Hungary, Bulgaria, and Portugal. And they're making a bit of a splash with the water. So it's been a lot of fast action, some amazing. What's going to go now? I think we're going to have some coaches. Oh no, coach is going to be thrown in the water. One of the TV can pick it up maybe. But we do have. No, he's not. He's just going to carry him on. It's Fernando Pimenta in front of us. He's going to do something. I think they're going to go for a swim. There you go. Finally, they're working up. There you go. Well, it's lovely warm water. Didn't much have a choice, but I think he's lined it up. And if you just tuned in and wondering what's going on, well, Fernando Pimenta won the K1 1,000 meters. It's the gold medal for them. So he wants to celebrate, and fair play to him. We're going to have a word with the Germans coming into play. So they certainly gave it their all.
So, the last gold medal of the day, and of course it's gone to Germany in the K4 1000. What a fantastic day for Germany, world champions, gold medalists, boys, congratulations. Look out for the K4 500 boys, obviously, because you guys are going very well. What does this mean for you to win this title here today?
A lot, yeah. We're very disappointed with our European Champions finals and thought we could do it so much better after finishing 6th place. And then we saw the program and there was no heat. We're like, oh damn, no heat. So that was quite a surprise that we took out so fast and yeah, could get quite a distance between us and the other crews. It was an awesome feeling, really, so good.
It was a cool race.
I'm sure you'd take a World Championship gold medal over a European Championship gold medal any day. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our world champion K4 1000 gold medalist from Deutschland.
Well done. So that is the live activity today. There's going to be plenty more events coming up later on the live feed, but that's we've had a lot of fun. And you have confirmation where Germany, the world champions from Slovakia, and Spain are the medalists in the K4 1000 meters. Fabio, from your point of view, quick summary of today.
Oh yeah, that was great racing to see. Quite special that the wind changed so much from flat to tail to headwind to crosswind in the end. That's not normal, but yeah, that's what the athletes have to work with. And that's also the cool thing about our sport. It's never the same. You go on the water and you have to adapt and give your best in any conditions.
Well, that's a great summary. So we've had Ian Ross, Fabio Wies and myself talking you through the action today. And it's been a lot of fun. We've seen the stars, well, 2 stars for me. It's Fernando Pimenta, who really came through the pressure, and then Danuta Kozak, who won the 500 meters by 400s in the 2 races she went in. She really had a great performance. So thanks for watching. Join us on social media, and we'll speak to you all very soon. Thank you.
Internacional de Canoagem, acompanhado pelo team leader da Alemanha.
The medals will be presented by Joao Tomasini, Executive Committee member of the International Canoe Federation, accompanied by the team leader of Germany.
O medalhado de bronze em representação do Brasil.
The bronze medalist representing Brazil is Isaquias dos Santos.
Medalhado de prata em representação da República Checa.
The silver medalist representing the Czech Republic, Martin Fuchsa.
E o medalhado de ouro e campeão mundial representando a Alemanha.
The gold medalist and world champion representing Germany, Sebastian Brendel.
Por favor, levantem-se para escutar o hino nacional da Alemanha.
Please rise for the national anthem of Germany.
Aplausos aos medalhados do Mundial 2018.
Give a warm round of applause to the 2018 World Championship medalists.
Senhoras e senhores, a cerimónia de entrega de medalhas do K2 500 metros femininos vai começar.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony of the women's K2 500 meters will begin.
Senhoras e senhores, apresentamos as medalhadas do K2 500 metros femininos.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present the medalists for the women's K2 500 meter event.
As medalhas serão entregues por Marie Burnett, membro do Comitê Executivo da Federação Internacional de Canoagem, acompanhada pelo representante da Hungria.
The medals will be presented by Marie Burnett, Executive Committee Member of the International Canoe Federation, accompanied by the team leader of Hungary.
E as medalhadas de bronze em representação da Alemanha.
The bronze medalists representing Germany, Jasmin Fritz and Steffi Kriegerstein.
E as medalhadas de prata em representação da Nova Zelândia.
The silver medalists representing New Zealand, Lisa Carrington and Caitlin Ryan.
As medalhadas de ouro e campeãs mundiais representando a Hungria.
The gold medalist and world champions representing Hungary, Anna Karash and Danuta Kozak.
Por favor, levantem-se para escutar o hino nacional da Hungria.
Please rise for the national anthem of Hungary.
Vosso aplauso às medalhadas do Mundial 2018.
Give a warm round of applause to the 2018 World Championship medalists.
Da stehst du nicht so Verfügung. Wofür? Beim Hochhelfen. Geh doch mal vor! Ich muss aber auch noch mal paddeln.
Ihr seid die geilsten Mädchen!
Se calhar falando com ele aí e pedindo por um intercom. Não com o rapaz.
Nee, haben wir nicht, aber eine Deutschlandfahne. Das haben wir nicht.
Aber eine Deutschlandfahne ganz da. Ja, wenn schon cool.
Está aquí. ¿Me ves la bandera, la mano? Está a la derecha de la cámara. Estaba asegurándose de que estés en primera fila.
So, jetzt können wir an den Strand, oder?
Eggi, schmeiß mal.
Ja.
Das ist jetzt von Kaffee.
Senhoras e senhores, a cerimónia de entrega de medalhas do K2 200 metros masculinos vai começar.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony of the men's K2 200 meters will begin.
Senhoras e senhores, apresentamos os medalhados do K2 200 metros masculinos.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present the medalists for the men's K2 200 meter event.
As medalhas serão entregues por José Perurenha, presidente da Federação Internacional de Canoagem, acompanhado pelo representante da Hungria.
The medals will be presented by José Pereira, president of the International Canoe Federation, accompanied by the team leader of Hungary.
E os medalhados de bronze em representação da Sérvia.
The bronze medalists representing Serbia, Boja Krujic and Marko Novakovic.
E os medalhados de prata em representação de Espanha.
The silver medalists representing Spain, Saul Craviotto and Christian Toro.
E os medalhados de ouro e campeões mundiais representando a Hungria.
The gold medalists and world champions representing Hungary, Mark Balaska and Balas Burkas.
Por favor, levantem-se para escutar o hino nacional da Hungria.
Please rise for the national anthem of Hungary.
Vosso aplauso aos medalhados do Mundial 2018.
Give a warm round of applause to the 2018 World Championship medalists. So did she say yes? I think so. Congratulations.
E muitos parabéns aos noivos. Momento muito emotivo aqui em Montemor, Velho. É oficial, Cristian Toro, o grande campeão, está noivo. Senhoras e senhores, a cerimónia... Senhoras e senhores, a cerimónia de entrega de medalhas da C4 500 metros masculinos vai começar.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony of the men's C4 500 meters will begin.
Senhoras e senhores, apresentamos os medalhados da C4 500 metros masculino.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present the medalists for the men's C4 500-meter event.
As medalhas serão entregues por Albert Woods, membro do Comitê Executivo da Federação Internacional de Canoagem, acompanhado pelo team leader da Rússia.
The medals will be presented by Albert Woods, Executive Committee member of the International Canoe Federation, accompanied by the team leader of Russia.
E os medalhados de bronze representando a Itália.
The bronze medalists representing Italy, Daniel Santini, Sergei Krakwin, Nikolai Krakwin, and Luca Incoligno.
Os medalhados de prata em representação da Ucrânia.
The silver medalists representing Ukraine, Yuri Vandiuk, Ole Borovic, Andriy Rybachuk, and Edward Shemetlio.
Os medalhados de ouro e campeões mundiais representando a Rússia.
The gold medalists and world champions representing Russia, Pavel Petrov, Viktor Malentev, Mikhail Pavlov, and Ivan Shtil.
Por favor, levantem-se para escutar o hino nacional da Rússia.
Please rise for the national anthem of Russia. give a warm round of applause for our World Championship medalists.
Señores, lo dejo todo, me voy a ver a garrote, porque Mister Zamora nos va a demostrar que rema para ganar, quiere salir campeón,
Race 157. Senhoras e senhores, a cerimónia de entrega de medalhas do K4 1000 metros masculinos vai começar.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony of the men's K4 1000 meters will begin.
Senhoras e senhores, apresentamos os medalhados do K4 1000 metros masculinos.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present the medalists for the men's K4 1000 meter event.
As medalhas serão entregues por Luciano Bonfilho, membro do Comitê Executivo da Federação Internacional de Canoagem, acompanhado pelo team leader da Alemanha.
The medals will be presented by Luciano Bonfilio, Executive Committee member of the International Canoe Federation, accompanied by the team leader of Germany.
E os medalhados de bronze em representação de Espanha.
The bronze medalist representing Spain, Francisco Cubelos, Ruben Milan, Laio Rosa, Ininho Peña.
Os medalhados de prata em representação da Eslováquia.
The silver medalists representing Slovakia, Samuel Balac, Juraj Tar, Eric Blek, and Gabor Jakubi.
Dale el micro, Íñigo. ¿Y el anillo para cuándo? Agarra fuerte el ramo, no lo soltéis,
E os medalhados de ouro e campeões mundiais representando a Alemanha.
The gold medalist and world champions representing Germany, Tamas Gesko, Jakob Thorsten, Jakob Schoff, and Lucas Reuschenbach.
Mira el pajarito.
Por favor, levantem-se para escutar o hino nacional da Alemanha.
Please rise for the national anthem of Germany.
Vosso aplauso aos medalhados do Mundial 2018. Give a warm round of applause to the 2018 World Championship. Senhoras e senhores, a cerimónia de entrega de medalhas do K2 200 metros femininos vai começar.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the women's K2 200-meter event will begin.
Senhoras e senhores, apresentamos as medalhadas do K2 200 metros femininos.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present the medalists for the women's K2 200-meter event.
As medalhas serão entregues por Vítor Félix, presidente da Federação Portuguesa de Canoagem, acompanhado pelo team leader da Alemanha.
The medals will be presented by Victor Felix, president of the Portuguese Canoe Federation, accompanied by the team leader of Germany.
E as medalhadas de bronze em representação da Ucrânia.
The bronze medalists representing Ukraine, Maria Yashkov and Anastasia Horolov.
E as medalhadas de prata em representação da Nova Zelândia.
Silver medalists representing New Zealand, Kayla Imrie and Amy Fisher.
E as medalhadas de ouro e campeãs mundiais representando a Alemanha.
The gold medalists and world champions representing Germany, Franziska Weber and Tina Dietz.
Por favor, levantem-se para escutar o hino nacional da Alemanha.
Please rise for the national anthem of Germany.
Dimos o vosso aplauso às medalhadas do Mundial 2018.
Give a warm round of applause to the 2018 World Championship medalists.
Senhoras e senhores, a cerimónia de entrega de medalhas da categoria VL3 Homens 200 metros vai começar.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony of the VL3 200-meter men's event will begin.
Senhoras e senhores, apresentamos os medalhados da categoria VL3 200 metros masculinos.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present the medalists for the men's VL3 200-meter event.
As medalhas serão entregues por Tim Lodge, membro do Comitê Executivo da Federação Internacional de Canoagem, acompanhado pelo team leader da Austrália.
The medals will be presented by Tim Lodge, Executive Committee member of the International Canoe Federation, accompanied by the team leader of Australia.
E o medalhado de bronze em representação da Grã-Bretanha.
The bronze medalist representing Great Britain, Jack Ayres.
E o medalhado de prata em representação do Brasil.
The silver medalist representing Brazil, Caio Carvalho.
E o medalhado de ouro e campeão mundial representando a Austrália.
The gold medalist and world champion representing Australia, Curtis McGrath.
Por favor, levantem-se para escutar o hino nacional da Austrália.
Please rise for the national anthem of Australia.
O vosso aplauso aos medalhados do Mundial 2018.
Give a big round of applause to the 2018 World Championship medalists.
Senhoras e senhores, a cerimónia de entrega de medalhas da categoria VL2 200 metros masculinos vai começar.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony of the men's VL2 200 meters will begin.
Senhoras e senhores, apresentamos os medalhados da VL2 200 metros masculinos.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present the medalists for the men's VL2 200 meter event.
As medalhas serão entregues por John Edward, presidente da Comissão de Paracanoagem da Federação Internacional de Canoagem, acompanhado pelo team leader do Brasil.
The medals will be presented by John Edwards, chair of the Para-Canoe Committee, accompanied by the team leader of Brazil.
E o medalhado de bronze em representação de Itália.
The bronze medalist representing Italy, Marius Quistia.
O medalhado de prata representando o Brasil.
The silver medalist representing Brazil, Luis Silva.
E o medalhado de ouro e campeão mundial representando o Brasil.
The gold medalist and world champion representing Brazil, Igor Toffolini.
Por favor, levantem-se para escutar o hino nacional do Brasil.
Please rise for the national anthem of Brazil.
O vosso aplauso às medalhadas do Mundial 2018.
Give a warm round of applause to the 2018 World Championship medalists.
Senhoras e senhores, a cerimónia de entrega de medalhas da categoria VL2 200 metros femininos vai começar.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present the medal ceremony of the women's VL2 200 meters.
Senhoras e senhores, apresentamos as medalhadas da categoria VL2 200 metros femininos.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present the medalists for the women's VL2 200 meter event.
As medalhas serão entregues por Tomasz Konieczko, vice-presidente da Federação Internacional de Canoagem, acompanhado pelo team leader da Grã-Bretanha.
The medals will be presented by Tomasz Konieczko, Vice President of the International Canoe Federation, accompanied by the team leader of Great Britain.
E a medalhada de bronze em representação da Rússia.
The bronze medalist representing Russia, Maria Nikiforova.
E a medalhada de prata em representação da Grã-Bretanha.
The silver medalist representing Great Britain, Jeanette Chippington.
E a medalhada de ouro e campeã mundial em representação da Grã-Bretanha.
The gold medalist and world champion representing Great Britain, Emma Wiggs.
Por favor, levantem-se para escutar o hino nacional da Grã-Bretanha.
Please rise for the national anthem of Great Britain.
Vosso aplauso às medalhadas de 2018.
Give a big round of applause to our World Championship medalists.
Senhoras e senhores, a cerimónia de entrega de medalha para a categoria VL1 200 metros femininos vai começar.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the women's VL1 200 meters will begin.
Senhoras e senhores, apresentamos a medalhada da categoria VL1 200 metros femininos.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present the medalist for the women's VL1 category.
A medalha será entregue por John Edward, presidente da Comissão de Paracanoagem da ICF, acompanhado pelo team leader do Japão.
The medals will be presented by John Edward, chair of the Para-Canoe Committee, accompanied by the team leader of Japan.
E a vencedora e campeã mundial representando o Japão,
The gold medalist and world champion representing
o vosso aplauso à medalhada do Mundial 2018.
Give a warm round of applause to the 2018 world champion.